Justin here from Brickright. Today we're going to show you how to lay a path the right way, and we're doing it in beautiful Welsh sunshine, which is, well, we don't get it very often, so we're trying to enjoy it. So this is the path we're creating. So this is the path we're going to show you the system of how we do it to be able to get it to look professional like this. So key elements are, we've dug down around about 150 to 200 millimeters deep into the excavation side of it. So all that's been dug out, and then the critical thing that you need to do is you need to put a base in. Now the base is this here. So this is the base. Now that's absolutely solid there, look, that base. So what we've done to get this base is we've used this. So this is called MOT Type 1, or in the builders merchants in Wales they call this scalpings. So it's a mixture of stone, like large stones, and then a more dusty and smaller stones. And when you whack this with a whacker plate, what happens is this stone becomes compacted. All the little granules and the bigger granules become compacted to give you a nice solid base. So I would strongly recommend that you put the base in like this and you whack it with a professional whacker plate to create this solid base. And the base needs to be a minimum of 100 millimeters or 4 inches thick. So we've done that. Next process was to lay these edging. So these are Alvin lay paving in the buff, Marshalls, from Marshalls. Really nice, high-end, honed Indian sandstone. So that just means they're smooth. That's what the hone bit means. Really nice product. So we put this in yesterday with a strong 3-in-1 sand and cement mix, just to keep it there so we can take our levels off it. So we've created the shape of the path. So that's in. We slurried the back of these, which we'll show you in a little bit. So what we're doing now is we put this piece of wood in the middle. Now that piece of wood there has been set, enabling us to be able to screed off with this screeding rod and drag all this semi-dry cement back over to there to get a level surface to be able to lay our Alvin leaves straight on there in line with this. But before we go any further, this, Brad mixed this up this morning, so it's a lovely mix. So it's a 4-in-1 sharp sand and cement mix with a bit of feb, and it's a dry mix, it's a semi-dry mix. So you know it's done when it gets into a ball like that. So that's what we're using for this, and what we're going to be doing next is we're going to be screeding this back. So I'll just show you, because I need Brad's hand for this. I'll show you what I mean by it to get it started. So we've set this in now. Let me show you how we've set that in. Bear with me. So what we did, we put that across there to there. So that's our level. So that's our level to where we're using. And then we've set this bit of timber in to a point where that piece of timber, come on here, Brad. So you can see now that the Alvin lay paving touches the underside of that level. So what that means is that now is level between there and there. So once we tap that down and get that set, it'll be level coming off there, right the way through and level to that. So it's nice and flat. So that's what this piece of timber enables us to achieve. So how do you do that? So we've cut this now. So Brad just cut this. So we've basically cut one of those Alvin lay pavings out of that there. And then, so that's been cut out. So we can put that on this side now. And then all you do is you just drag all that screed off, the excess off. So you're pushing down onto your piece of timber, your screed line. And you just keep it going right the way back, all the way through, like that, to get a nice level surface. So we'll show you this in a minute, so see you in a minute. Got this trammel in now, look, all that's been screeded off with a screeding rod down there, as Brad's showing you there now. So we take this out now, all that's been screeded, we just gently take that out. Don't need that anymore now, because that was just for your level. So what you're looking for is just to check that your levels are good, then that's level to that. Now I'm going to hit that down with a mallet. So that's a couple of millimetres higher than that, which enables me to hit that down level to this. Only a couple of taps. And the way you could do, you could check on the side if that's the same. You can just check over here, see if that's the same, which it is. So that's telling me now that the screeding process we've done is right. So the thickness of your screed, so this is a bit of an overlap we took out earlier on this morning because we failed to clean it off to join onto. So that's what the screed will end up like when it's set. So that's about your thickness of it, and that is it set. So you know that, you know, that's not going anywhere. I mean, you know, that's really strong concrete with sharp sand and cement. So that's the base, that's the screed, and then you've got your base of minimum of 100 mil underneath that. So this path really isn't going anywhere, is it? So if you stick to the principle of what we've been doing, I'm sure that your path will last instead of time. So what we do now, we'll gently fill this in, again with the screed left over that you've mixed. So fill that in, and then what you're looking for is to fill that there and just tap that down. So you want to compact it, you don't want to just put it in and leave it, so you want to compact that down. And then what you want, you're going to just go over that, and using your tradesman's eye. What I mean by that is you're making this side and that side level to the middle using your eye, and with experience you develop an eye to be able to tell you that it's right. So what we'll do now, we'll finish off doing that, and we'll show you the next bit in a minute. In these now, just to get a bit of ahead of ourselves. So we've got the screed in, we've got our lines up here both ways. Brad will show you them. So they're just to dictate 90 degrees, so we can get this in, and then because obviously all these are laid 90 degrees, even though it's coming across on like a 45 degree angle. So lay straight to your lines, and you know then that you're putting them in right. So you've got the screed in that we did earlier on, so that's in, that's all done. We put these planks up now just to be able for me to kneel on it without putting any dent into the actual screed, so don't want to damage that. So what we've done now, I'm going to show you how to lay a couple. So Brad's put this primer on top, which we'll go through in a minute. So you just add that into there like that. Give that a couple of taps. Now some of these are different sizes. Don't ask me why. I mean, it's a natural product. It's a honed Indian sandstone, so some of them are a little tiny bit thicker or thinner than others. So a couple of taps. So I've set this up now, so we do a row and then do another row coming back on ourselves. Find then, if you do that, then it all fits in a lot better rather than doing it separately to that. So lay them, and lay them in rows. So you can see there now, look, that I've just lost it a little bit there now because of discrepancy in the sizes. So don't panic. I mean, I think this product is a little bit rustic, so share the previous ones out to try and get rid of that. And we've got to point this, so it'll all work out fine. And there you are, you're back on track again now. So what we'll do, so this stuff, the stuff that Brad's painted on the back of here, is we use Pave Tough from Travis Perkins. So I'll read this out to you. So there we are, that's Pave Tough, look Brad.
Yeah.
That's what we're using. So that's the Pave Tough Professional Priming Slurry. So basically what that is, and I'll read this, it's a Pave Tough Priming Slurry is a polymer and cementatious priming slurry specifically formulated to provide an exceptional bond between a new mortar base, so that's a new mortar base that we've got there, a new mortar base, and all types of natural stone, concrete, clay, granite, marble, terracotta and porcelain paving. So if you put that on the back and adhere those down to your mortar base, then it's got an exceptional bond, like it's just said on there, isn't it? So here it is. So I'll show you this, what Brad's mixed up. so this is the slurry mixed up. Just follow the instructions on the tin, and then quite simply you just, and don't be shy with it, you want a good layer of your slurry on the back of there to cover that, like Brad's been doing, and then that then gets laid on there, and you can knock it down. I would suggest knocking them down just to make it adhere to your cement screen or your cement base underneath it. So what we'll do now, we'll carry on with this, we'll get a couple of cuts in, we'll keep going, and we'll come back to you and show you the cuts in a minute. We've managed to put all this in up there now, look, so we've laid that right to the end, we've cut that side in, that one side. Now we're on to this side, so we said we'd show you some cuts. So basically, the way I find it easier, if you get an off cut like this, just put that on top of your screed, and then what you're doing then is you're putting this on top and you're lining that in by eye, looking down to get this lineable with that and this lineable with that one. And then all you do, small little level like this, do the same, line up the edge of your paving, and then you draw a line, and then you put a cross on it so we know we want to keep that one. And normally we would cut that, but Brad's on the video, so what we'll do, just to show you, we'll mark the next one up now, same principle, but put a line on there where the other one was, so line that in there, and again, you're just looking at the edge of your paving, and the edge of your paving, and then draw the line. There we are, so that's them two ready now. Just that one and that one ready. Do one more. So this one is just a little bit off the end of it. So line him up, and we've done this now right the way around for the whole section on this side and that side. So it's a lot of cuts, Brad, isn't it?
The whole thing?
A heck of a lot of cuts. So same thing. Line it down, look down it, line it down, draw a line, put an X on the bit that you don't want. So we need to get this, get it on the disc cutter now, and pass you over to Brad, so see you in a minute. Right, just to give you these cuts now, before you these cuts, and I'll let you go for the truck. Just done these now, let's cut these. So before we go any further, these are the cuts. When you use the disc cutter, right, PPE, personal protective equipment. So you need safety shoes, you need your goggles, you need your ear defenders. Brad didn't wear it, but you need to be wearing a mask, and you can add water to that to lower the dust as well. So it's very important that you use your safety equipment to do that. So he's done these now, look, we've cut them, we've slurried these up, we put them in. And then, where's the hammer? Put them in.
Just?
Yep.
Mallet.
Thank you very much, Brad. Put them in there. A couple of taps down. Last one. Watch your fingers. So there we are, that's the principle. We cut this one now and carry on cutting that. So that's the principle of this, and if you can see, like I said, there's so many cuts right the way around that we've had to do on this. So many. But it's critical you get all the cuts looking nice. So we'll show you some pointing on the next bit in a minute, so bear with us. We'll point now. So you can see previous videos on how to mix it. So you just get your squeegee without taking it all off the edge and just manipulate it all into these joints. Find this own way. If you want to mix it, just follow the mixing instructions on the tub, or you can see our previous videos on how to use flow pipe. We just get this all the way in there now. This is finding its own way in between the joints. So you've got to be very careful with this because it's a sunny day at about what, 12 degrees, and this stuff goes off very, very quickly, sets very, very quickly. So you've got to get it in with no messing about. So wet your area up first, damp your area up first where you're going to be flow pointing. Put it on and just move it into the joints, exactly like we're doing here. So hope you like this, and hope it's been some good information for you. So what we'll do, we'll get all this in now, get all this into the joints, and then we'll show you the next bit in a minute. So see you soon. Flow point in now. We've brushed the excess off. Now, the key thing with flow point is you've got to have it like a sump, like an area where you've got to be able to brush or get rid of the excess. So there's our sump in the corner there, look. That's going to be ground, that's going to be made up and redone at a later stage. So we've put the flow point in, we've put it in joints, we've brushed it off at like a 45-degree angle all over the paving, manipulated it down into all the little grooves and all the little cracks to get rid of it. It's flowed into the joints, hence flow point. So we brushed the excess off, and now we're at a point now where what we've got to do, we just got to use your finger and make sure that when you touch it, your finger doesn't get lost in it. So you're not putting your finger down. So at the moment it's a little bit wet. So we'll wait for that to get to the right point. And then what we'll do, we'll get the jet washer set up, we'll jet wash it all off then, and then it'll be good to go. So show you the jet washing stage in a minute. See you in a minute. So Brad's jet washing the flow point off now. We've left it set. Basically, you know when it's done, when it's ready. If you push your finger into the joint and your finger disappears and you get the indentation of your finger, then obviously the flow point's not ready. If it's nice and solid in the joint, nice and firm, then jet wash away. Don't put it on too much of a hard jet wash. Just a nice light jet wash, and just be careful with it, and wash it all off exactly like Brad's doing there now. See, it's coming off nice and easy. So there we are, he's flow pointing it. So we'll show you now what it's like when it's finished. Right, so here we are at the end of it now. So we've shown you everything we want to show you. So hopefully you've learned from it. And here's the finished article. So hope you can see up there now. So that's it, all flow pointed, all cut in, everything done professionally. So if you follow these steps on your path, then hopefully you'll have a path to last a stead of time, and you'll have a path looking like this. So good luck with it. We'll show you some other little bits of it now, so bear with us, and I hope you enjoy the bits we show you next. The top of the path, and that's the porcelain patio that Brad's just cleaned off. And if you spin round behind you, Brad, you've got the radius of the curve on the path there. And then in the distance over there is where we've been working on the radius of the wall. So hope you like it, hope it's informative to you, and if you could like and subscribe and maybe share the channel, I'd appreciate it. So click that subscribe button. Any comments, any info you guys require, or again if you can help us, that'd be great. See you soon. Justin out. See you on the next one.